This is the adult podcast. I might just call this one the adult podcast. The adult podcast, because I want to do this on a regular basis. I think I want to do this. We did it last night. I loved it. I want to do it again. And I want to do it again. Protection is abundant in the day and age. It's running. I'm telling you, a lot of us don't know the reasons why we are single, even though everything might be looking good, right? Everything looks good. I'm having fun. I have options after 2 years. That's what I'm talking about. A lot of us, we don't see what's going on, right? We don't really see what's going on. Hey, Rain, how are you doing? We don't see what's going on the inside. We see it on the outside, so we really don't know. And we really honestly don't know. We don't know why we are. And many of us want a relationship. Many of us are at the stage in our lives where we are peaceful and we would like somebody to share it with. And again, I'm not against relationship. I'm not one of the coaches on here who gonna tell you, man, stay single and die or get a dog or it ain't worth it. I'm telling you from this side is to me, in the place I'm at right now in my life, I think relationships are worth it. I think it's worth it. I don't think it's as hard as we think it is. I think the ego fights too much to maintain a certain place in our lives that we think that it's gonna, you gotta do all this work and it's work and it's work. I don't really see it as work. I think two people working together to achieve similar growth, I think is a beautiful thing because it assists you on the journey. So I'm not coming from a bitter place telling you guys, man, F this and F that and all these things. Hey, Kiona, how you doing? Because I'm not a 3 or 4. What 3 or 4 is? I don't know what 3 or 4 is. You want to be married, Belinda? Let's get it. Yeah, seriously, I think it's worth it. I think it's a very beautiful thing, man. Every time I come on here recently, my last 2 times, my internet. Can you also see me? My internet looked like it's my connection seemed like it's a little twinkling. So I think a lot of us are at the stage now that social media is telling us that it's not worth it. Don't do it. It's stupid. Men are happier like this. Women are happier this. You hear all these things. Married women are more miserable than single women and married men are happier than all this stuff. Man, that stuff is trash. It's a bunch of people spreading some stuff just to keep you where you're at. I think single people keep people single for the longest while. Hey, Patsy, how you doing? Seriously, I think single people keep people single, or single people keep single people single. Seriously, because everybody is just projecting their own pain, they're suffering. They can't get over what happened to them. They can't get over that something, okay, that wasn't your person. And sometimes we don't even take responsibility. We don't take responsibility to realize that is we saw that person, but we ignored the red flags. We saw what they was doing, but our feelings was just overriding everything. We saw that there was nothing much there. We saw that the person was incapable of love and but we still did it anyway. So we don't even take responsibility when it comes to that. I think they're worth it too. I think many of us, we just don't acknowledge the fact that we contributed something to our own suffering. And when we do that, we take responsibility and say, you know what, let's do it. So the question is, why are we single? No, I watched this video. And this video was of a woman. Let me see if I can play it. Let me see if I can play it. Hold on. Let me see something. This is an example. Okay. I'm 31. I don't have any kids. I got a credit score of 803 exact. Recently pulled. I have 2 paid off cars. I'm about to close on my first house this year in May. I'm not toxic at all. I got a big booty. I'm releasing an app on iOS and Android. I work hard as fuck. I'm not blingy, but I'll always make sure my partner feels appreciated. Okay, so I don't cook, but I can learn. And it's not like I don't know how to cook, but I just don't cook as much as I should. I'm probably not as feminine as the average feminine female, but I wear heels, I dress up. I just feel like I have a very dominant personality. I'm 5'8" in my head, but 5'4" on paper. I've never actually lived with a partner before. I'm just trying to figure out, how am I not married with 5 kids or running? I'm 31. I don't have. Did you all hear it? Did you all hear it? Did you all hear it? Was it coming through the mic? Did you all hear it? Fine being single, there's no rush. So you all heard it. You all heard it, right? Now, I'm gonna play this one more time. And I want you to pay attention to the reality of this video right here, which is not a bad thing. I have many kids. I got a credit score of 803 exact. Recently pulled. I have two paid off cars. I'm about to close on my first house this year in May. I'm not toxic at all. I got a big booty. I'm releasing an app on iOS and Android. I work hard as fuck. I'm not clingy, but I'll always make sure my partner feels appreciated. Okay, so I don't cook, but I can. I can learn. And it's not like I don't know how to cook, but I just don't cook as much as I should. I'm probably not as feminine as the average feminine female, but I wear heels, I dress up. I just feel like I have a very dominant personality. I'm 5'8" in my head, but 5'4" on paper. I've never actually lived with a partner before. I'm just trying to figure out. All right. So let's break this. Let me say this right here. You see all the things that she was saying about herself? Beautiful. Beautiful things. Beautiful, very beautiful things. She got cars, she got her own place, she got her own app, she's financially responsible, all these things. But what we are not seeing or what we are not hearing is the flaws that we have going on, because a lot of us can see what we have. And then we say things, right? We will quickly say things like, for that reason, men don't like successful women. Men don't like a woman who has everything. Men don't like a woman they're intimidated. But what we don't say is everything else that she has that she don't want to speak of. What she's not talking about is that how she thinks when she's alone, how she feels on a regular basis, because those feelings are the biggest projections. Your feelings will stop you from everything that you want. Your feelings are magnetic, and it experiences, right? It makes you suffer even more. I don't care what you think you are. The feelings is the currency that attracts what you are. So I think a lot of people, we don't even realize what's going on behind the scenes. The truth is, we can see the things that we have. I see my house, I see my car, I see this, but I don't see my attitude. I don't see the way I think. I don't see my condescending ways. I don't see my negative mindset. I don't see my abandonment issues. I don't see how I'm clingy. I don't see how fearful I am. I don't see the way how I think and I project myself. I don't see those things. So therefore, I don't understand why I'm single. I have every single thing. Everything is going well, but we don't see the behind the scenes that controls what we attract. That brings what we attract. Many people don't realize that, so we don't understand why we are still single. Now, am I saying being single is a wrong thing? No, I'm not. I'm not saying being single is bad. I'm not saying being single is a negative thing. I am not saying being single. We all have stages in our life. We all have to go past singleness. We all have to pass different stages. It's nothing wrong with any stage. Single is a beautiful thing, right? Hey, Kirsten, how you doing? Being single is a beautiful thing. Being married is too. But I want you to understand that there's things about you that you are not being honest about with yourself. There's things that's going on in the back, in that in that subconscious mind of yours. There's things that's going on that we are not recognizing, or we fail to admit to ourselves. So we repeat the good things about us. I don't understand. You apply for a job. I'm organized, and I have this credentials, and I have all the degrees. Why can't you hire me? Because number one, you might be an asshole. You might be an asshole. Number two, you might just be lazy. Yes, you have the credentials. Yes, you have all this stuff. But you might be an asshole, you might be lazy, and you might always be late. See, we don't want to say all the bad things, so therefore we are making ourselves seem like the other people has the issue. The other people have the issue. It's not me, it's all the men. It's not the men, it's all the women. And that's what we are going on. This is why we are going on right now. This is what we got going on right now. I don't see me. Exactly, right, Stacey? I don't see my it must be the men. All the men. It must be all the men. Hey, Jamisha, it must be all the women. Listen, all these women right there are gold diggers. They love digging gold. All they want from a man is their money. Even if I'm broke, facts. Even if I'm broke, all they want is my money. So I'm single. So all the women want my money. Wow. So all the men just don't want, all men just hate successful women. All men just hate independent women. All men just don't like it. All men just intimidated. And it's not true. We are using that to make up for our lack of accountability in ourselves. We are using this to make up for the lack of accountability. Now, there's things going on in our backgrounds that we can't see. Now, I want some of you, exactly the hormone, exactly. But we all see these things because everybody repeat them. You see people on the social media repeating the same crap, and it gets so popular that people adapt those sayings. Men are just insecure by women who has money. Men are just insecure by women who have their own thing. Men are just insecure. Men just want a weak woman. Have you heard that before? Exactly. Really, exactly. But men are just afraid of women. Women just this. Women are just emotional. But we don't speak the truth about us. We have issues that we don't want to speak of. We have issues that we are not saying. How many of us have abandonment issues? Let's be honest. A matter of fact, I welcome you guys up here. I want to talk one on one. Give me a second. I would like to talk one on one. And this is the link. And we're not going to argue. This is going to be a conversation because if you have any questions for real, I would like you to come up here and feel free to discuss what might be your problem or what you think went wrong with your last relationship or your biggest pet peeves. Let's talk one on one with these things because I think there's lessons to be learned. I believe there's lessons to be learned, and I think if we learn these lessons, we won't be looking for all different excuses. We can see the truth. The truth is, e- somebody on the outside can see more of us sometimes than what we can see. Sometimes the outside can see you more. Sometimes the outside can see you more. Hey, Leanji, how you doing? Sometimes people looking out can see what's going on because you can't see that more because it's being so you're being so used to being yourself. You are being so used to talking to yourself and being with yourself and hearing yourself and seeing yourself that you don't even realize what's going on. You don't know what's happening. So we can't see it. So if you have any questions, feel free. This is my link. Click on the link and let's have a conversation. This link right here. Let's have a conversation because I really, how do I pin this? You all know I'm not really, um, when it comes to, I don't know how to do this. How do I pin this? I don't know how to pin it. Lord, hold on. Okay, here we go. Oh Lord, I just banned myself. Do you all see that? I just banned myself. Give me a second. Can't ban the chat owner. Lord, thank you. I can't. I almost banned myself, man. I clicked on the wrong thing. I said, I have mama issues. I was always seeking her approval. I'm telling you guys, man, a whole lot of us, have things that we can't admit to ourselves. I know many women who have so much, like their father left them. They're successful, they're smart, they are beautiful, but they have wounds. They have deep wounds within them. They have some deep wounds that's stopping them, that's messing with them, and that they cannot, what they will do? A matter of fact, they have so much wounds going on, they haven't healed their wounds yet. So they will actually sabotage themselves. They will sabotage their entire relationships before we start. They will self-sabotage. They will begin to push that man away because they expect that man to leave. They expect that man to leave. They expect him to leave because their fathers left, because their brothers left, because I don't know who left. But they sabotage themselves. And when they get in any relationship, what happens? They begin to do it to their husbands or their boyfriends, and it ends. So it's in her mind is facts that men always leave, that men lie and say that they want her, but then the men don't know what they want because they always leave. Because there is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Many of us are experiencing that, and we're not even aware. We don't even realize that's what's going on. So I'm telling you guys, man, you are single because I'm single because I have a low tolerance for BS. That's not why you're single. You having a see, when you say I'm single because I have a low tolerance for BS, that means the men that you attract is giving you BS. That means the men that you attract is men of a lower frequency than you, and you can't accept their. There are men who don't give you BS. So that's not why you are single. You're not see, you can't, if you think about it, you cannot say, okay, you cannot say that I am single because I have a low tolerance for BS. What about the men who are standing upright? What about the men who are actually faithful? What about the men who are powerful, strong men? What about the men who are disciplined men? Those men exist. So what you are telling me in that comment, now I'm not talking about you personally, but what that comment is saying is that I'm not attracting those men. So that's why I have no tolerance for BS because the one who I attract give me a bunch of BS. So let me stay single. All men don't bring that to the table, just like all women don't bring that to the table either. I don't have a high tolerance for BS, but I'm not single. You hear me talk on here all the time. You hear me call, make videos. You hear me speak about rules and discipline. You hear me speak about all these things, right? I'm the one who speaks on these things. I don't have a low tolerance for BS, but I have a wife. I'm in a happy relationship. It's not because I have a low tolerance for BS. It's because I chose a woman who don't bring me BS. Listen, remember, we got to take responsibility for who we bring into our lives. We got to take responsibility for who we bring into our life. And if you keep bringing people who bring BS, then you got to take responsibility for it. You got to question, why do I keep bringing men or women into my life when all this BS? We got to be honest. Listen, we got to be honest. We can't use those generic excuses no more. We can't. Look and see what's going on within us. So even if you don't tolerate BS, you got to look and see what's going on within me that keeps attracting these people who play so much games. We got to take accountability. We really have to. There's something going on within us that's doing it. So we gotta be done away with the generic reasons. It doesn't work anymore. It's not enough. It doesn't satisfy our minds because in our minds something is still going on. Something ain't right. Something don't feel right. That's not the reasons. Because I don't tolerate BS. Because I don't go outside, but I'm taking myself out to dinner right now. Kamisha, take your ass outside. Take your ass outside. Men don't know what they want because why would a man cheat if he got everything he wants in his wife? Like if your wife looks how you want her to look, act how you want her to act, cook how you want to cook, have sex on demand, everything, why would you cheat? So just because somebody did it, you say men. And listen, I don't like conversations, right? I personally don't like conversations when we're talking about when we're looking at one gender, men or women. I think it's ignorance. I really think it's ignorance. Everybody know what they want. And sometimes what they want, you know, for instance, I can say this honestly. Sometimes the man that you desire or the man that you need, you're not ready for him. Sometimes you know what a quality man is, but you're not ready for that man. So you're gonna do stupid things. I see men and women has the perfect man there. The man who takes care of the home, the man who takes care of business, the man who love them all good, the man who treat them good, but they don't know they're not ready for that. Some men ain't ready for that either. They listen. I know what I have. Let me keep you there, but I'm not ready for that. So let me play games. But you can't. It's not just men. Women do it too all the time. I've seen many women do it. Listen, being in the military, I was always around men. I was always around men. And they were always telling me, oh, talk about their wives or their girlfriends. You know how many women do the same thing that men do? You know how many women do the same crap that men do? A whole lot. If you don't believe me, watch paternity court. Watch paternity court. It's a lot of women do what men do. It's not a gender thing anymore. We are both doing it. It's not that men don't know what they want. Men know what they want, but sometimes we're not ready for it. Sometimes women know what they want, but they're not ready for it. That's why sometimes a woman will choose a bad boy over a quality man. A woman would choose a man who is disrespectful and rude, who have the attitude, over a man who is calm and relaxed, because the calm and relaxed man is boring. So we can't choose genders.